Let's take a look now at the diaspora. We're going to go over to Antigua, where the Attorney General there may recommend the end of flights transporting Africans to Antigua and Barbuda via Antigua Airlines. Apparently, there are concerns about exploitation. Now, the government says many of the arrivals from Africa are coming into Antigua. They have no accommodations and no clear plan for employment or supporting themselves. So we'll see what happens there. Then the FBI is joining with Jamaica to help probe that massive fraud case that targeted Usain Bolt. The case involves Kingston-based private investment firm Stocks and Securities. Somehow $12.7 million belonging to the iconic, renowned, legendary sprinter Usain Bolt has gone missing. Yeah. The fraud reportedly went on for 13 years and also ensnared elderly clients and government agencies. Folks, it is one of the island's largest fraud cases. Apparently, clients were given false statements regarding their balances as part of the alleged fraud. Now, if you've watched that documentary Madoff on Netflix, that's exactly what Bernie Madoff did. Just false, 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 false. It's disgraceful. Moving on, U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says Africa will shape the world economy as the U.S. re-engages with Africa. Yellen completing a 3-country tour of Africa. It began in Senegal on the continent's west coast. Also, it took in Zambia. Her visit is the beginning of the Biden administration's efforts to rebuild ties with Africa. And of course, this is in light of China's rapidly increasing economic presence in the world's second largest continent and Russia's military and diplomatic foothold in parts of it as well. Africa, is the world's largest single trade area by number of countries. And of course, there are 1.3 billion people there in Africa. It has a young population. It has a burgeoning middle class, and it is expected to be home to 1/4 of the world's population by 2050. And get this, 55-year-old Ryan Now, the head of Pro Hunt Africa, was out trying to kill more lions. Oh, but the lions flipped the script on him, folks, okay? Instead, the trophy hunter was eaten alive by one of the lions in the pride he was hunting. That's right. The trophy hunter is well known on Instagram as the Lion Hunter. He posts videos of his hunts, pictures showing his successful hunts, meaning his successful kills. And I guess the lion said, I don't think so, no more. Because the lions killed him, ate him, but do you know they left his head intact? They're letting you know. We're gonna let you know who we're killing. Don't try that stuff again. Oh, yeah. We are back with your international report, and Dr. Inyang Ebon-Harstreck joins us, and I understand you have news of Haiti today.
Yes, Carol. Haiti always strikes me as one of the saddest Caribbean islands. And as you know, it's been going through a terrible time. Its last president got assassinated, and the current president is barely holding on to the levers of power and the controls of the state. Basically, you are having a situation in which gangs have multiplied and are running and vying for land in the city. So, you know, as my article starts out, the men came before sunrise, burning and destroying everything in their path before they reached Sarah's sheet metal home in the impoverished Port-au-Prince neighborhood Cité Soleil. Then they broke down the door. And the rest is obvious what happens. And basically, this woman is looking for justice. And what has happened is that people like the UN are saying there has to be a sense of justice. There has to be justice given. But what is happening is that the state is broken down. So for the state to carry out the trials, et cetera, for the police to capture the criminals, you have a situation which is not functioning properly.
It's just so sad. I mean, we all know that Haiti is a place where the French have basically sucked the life out of it for more years than I can count, you know, and it's just difficult for that country to put itself together again.
Right. It says here the country no longer has any elected representative as it held its last elections in 2016. And the administration of the acting prime minister, Ariel Henry, who took office 2 weeks after the assassination of President Jovenel Moïse in July 2021, faces a crisis of legitimacy. They don't see him as the legitimate president who voted for him.
Well, we understand that. So hopefully, some assistance, some help will come to Haiti. Thank you so much, Dr. Inyang Ebon Harstrup. We thank you so much for bringing us the international report. You stay with us. We'll be right back right after this.
Okay. Thank you very much, Carol.